The following is a presentation of SC State Athletics.
The South Carolina State Bulldogs return to Orangeburg. It's the season opener at the Oliver C. Dawson Bulldog Stadium as the Bulldogs take on the Chanticleers, the #1 ranked team in football championship subdivision play. South Carolina State has never defeated Coastal Carolina. Find out what happened next on the Buddy Pough Show.
You're watching the Buddy Pough Show, featuring highlights of SC State University Bulldog football. This week's matchup, the Coastal Carolina University Chanticleers versus your SC State University Bulldogs. Our sponsors are the County of Orangeburg, Palmetto Health, the South Carolina Education Lottery, State Farm Insurance, the Regional Medical Center, the City of Orangeburg, the South Carolina Department of Agriculture, Vital Care, and Bill Owens Custom Clothing. And now our host, Ernest Robinson.
With two of the top players in football championship subdivision and quarterback Alex Ross and D'Angelo Henderson, the Bulldog defense will face its toughest task maybe of the season in just a second football game.
This is just what the doctor ordered, to figure out exactly where your team is and how we stack up to one of the better teams in the country. So we're excited about playing this game. Got a little bit of an issue with a real young quarterback playing for us, but at the same time, I'm excited about the game. Looking forward to seeing what happens.
Coach, when you look at this, what do you think they'll do defensively to try to confuse your young quarterbacks?
Well, they may get after them. They hadn't been very much of a blitzing team in the past, but in this situation, you would expect them to do some exotic kinds of things, maybe even some overly hot style kinds of blitzes. But at the same time, they'll probably play their game and think that's good enough. I think they think they're a good bit better than us, and at that point, they don't necessarily need to do anything special.
Coach, when you talk about your defense, they're going to have probably one of the toughest offenses in the country they'll face tonight. Ross, Israel, and of course D'Angelo Henderson. What do you try to do to slow them down, maybe even limit their possessions?
Well, we need to play good, solid defense. We need to do what our defense has been famous for. We can shut down these guys, but at the same time, it is a big task. The Henderson kid last week had more passing yards, more receiving yards than he did running yards. And of course, Ross is a runner and a thrower. So they all have varied dimensions in their arsenal. So we've got our work cut out for us, but at the same time, we feel like we're up to the task.
Coach, when you talk about getting up to the task, we've been very close. 1 point loss, 7 point loss, 2 touchdown loss, and last year kind of came apart. Right. What do you hope to do tonight in Atone?
Well, we hope to come out here and show very early in this process that we do belong. We got to get after these folk, but at the same time, it is sort of a feeling out of sorts when you first get on the field. Once we get there, then we want to go ahead and take care of business.
Coach, when you look at special teams, Antonio Hamilton, we know what he can do, but Devin Brown is something special. He's burned some teams in the past, did last week against Furman. How important have you worked on special teams for this game?
Well, we worked our usual bunch. Now, we hope not to kick it, especially in the kickoff return game to Devin. We've got some little special things just for that, but at the same time, at some point or other, you got to cover. You got to get after these guys. You can't just let them have short fields because you don't want to kick to these great returners.
Coach, what's it going to take for you to get the win here? Opening night in Orangeburg.
We've got to play great on offense. Our offense has got to actually match up with their defense, and then our defense has got to play as usual, stop the run, and make them beat us with the pass kind of run game.
Those are Coach Pough's thoughts on the game. Here are the starters for Saturday night's contest. Coaches, as we look at the starting lineup for Saturday night, not having Adrian Collick out there certainly is going to make a difference in how your team runs.
Big, and to have a quarterback that's played as much as he has is going to be a lot different. Now, we're going with a freshman kid, and we're excited about him, but we didn't quite want to do as much with him at this point. Now, we get Scoot Simmons back. That's exciting. He'll help us with the transition with a new quarterback, too. So it looks like we'll have at least a decent offense in place that way.
And on defense, you get some guys back who were missing last week that kind of adds to your depth.
We get 2 of our defensive front guys back, and it's up front that counts on defense. James Settles and Greg Newell both play a big part in rushing the passer, and I'm hoping that both guys will get out there and get after him tonight pretty good.
And they're your starters for Saturday night's Coastal Carolina game for South Carolina State. Andrick will be kicking off. The sophomore from Barnesville, Georgia approaches. It's a short kick. It's going to be fielded by one of the up men at about the 24-yard line for Coastal Carolina. That's John Israel trying to get outside. Israel gets up to the 35-yard line before he's tackled over there. Justin Taylor on the tackle for South Carolina State, as was Shaquan Ross. Long snap count, Ross back to pass, draw play. This is Henderson over the right side for about 3 yards, so about the 37-yard line. 2 Chanticleers each way for Coastal Carolina in the pistol formation. Now Henderson comes to the left of the quarterback. Shotgun snap, Ross back to pass, steps up, throws it, and knocked away. Excellent defensive play for South Carolina State. Coming and making the play, Philip Henry with the deflection, and that'll bring about 4th down, and a good start for this Bulldog defense. Split backfield for the freshman from Charlotte, North Carolina, Caleb York. Ishmael to snap. There's a snap, to give it to Scoot. Around the right side, tries to turn the corner at the 15, at the 20, 25, fumbles the football. Scoot Simmons fumbles the football, and it's recovered by Coastal Carolina after a 13-yard run. Abercrombie and Henderson in the backfield. Split backfield for Coastal Carolina. Shotgun snap, Ross back to pass, looking in trouble. Hit, throws it out there, has a man out there, caught at the 10-yard line. Touchdown, Coastal Carolina. On for the point after touchdown for Coastal Carolina. That is number 13. Looks like Tyler Dean. There's a penalty marker down as Coastal Carolina goes for 2. It looks like they got into the end zone. Well, the conversion is good, so Coastal Carolina comes out with the 2-point conversion. 2 Bulldogs each way, pistol formation for Caleb York. There's a snap. They give it to Scoot. He's hitting the backfield right at the line of scrimmage. Empty backfield for the freshman, Caleb York. Victor Ishmael to snap. There's a snap. York throws it out in a fat little screen pass, and immediately going down on the reception.
Pettaway is going to really have to get a good kickoff here and hopefully don't get any return on this because he's kicking it deep.
Devin Brown, one of the best in the country. Pettaway gets off a high end-over-end kick. Brown fields it at the 45, makes one man miss at the 50. Brown in space at the 45, at the 40, at the 35, dropped out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Ross, shotgun snap, back to pass, looking left, throws it out in the flat. He's got Henderson at the 30. At the 25, Henderson trying to get upfield, pushed out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers right, 1 left. Draw play, Henderson over the left side. Henderson, this is Abercrombie. Abercrombie breaking tackles, gets down to about the 7-yard line. Shotgun formation for the quarterback, Alex Ross, the All-American. Bulldogs with 4 down linemen on 3rd and goal from the 11-yard line. Coastal Carolina now trying to change the play at the line of scrimmage. Bulldogs show some blitz. Now Ross back to pass, looking left, throws, has it batted up in the air. It is intercepted. Deshaun Taylor for South Carolina State. The pass was batted, and Deshaun Taylor pulls it down, and South Carolina State's defense has come up with a huge stop here in the first quarter.
Let's give it up for this Bulldog defense.
Jamison and West are to the right, the only 2 receivers. Pistol formation in the backfield. Scoot Simmons, they give it to Scoot. Over the left side, Scoot breaks the tackle at the 5, gets across the 5 to about the 7-yard line. 10 men on the line of scrimmage. They're going to bring pressure. There's a good snap. Pettaway gets off a nice punt. Oh, it's high. And Brown signals for a fair catch, bobbles it at the 49-yard line of South Carolina State. Shotgun snap for Ross. Ross, quick pitch to the right. Henderson trying to get outside. Henderson makes a move inside. Nice move. Breaks the tackle. Gets a 1st down out to the 39-yard line. Shotgun formation, Alex Ross. Ross gives it inside to Henderson. Picks up the 1st down easily across the 10 down to the 9-yard line. Long snap count now. Henderson to the right in the backfield. Give to Henderson. Henderson comes up the middle. Henderson's hit by Greg Newell, turned around, and then cleaned up by Darius Leonard. But it was Gratavius Newell with the 1st hit on him. He gets a yard on the play. Pistol formation. They give it to Henderson up the middle. Henderson puts his head down into the end zone for the score. So with 5:33 to go here in the first quarter, it's been all Coastal Carolina. 15 for the Chanticleers, nothing for South Carolina State. We're moving left to right here in the first quarter. Quarterback, there's a snap. Give it to Justin Taylor. Taylor barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. Pettaway to punt. Rayshard Shields, who was injured a moment ago, and Pettaway off the side of his foot. Wobbly punt. Rayshard Shields will pick it up at the 45-yard line, makes Tevin Richards miss. Still on his feet is Shields, and Shields is hit and cut down, and a penalty marker down at the 35-yard line. Near side is to the quarterback's left. Shotgun formation, Ross throwing long, has a man out there, caught over the middle. Marquise Jones breaks the tackle into the end zone for the score. Three receivers are to the right, one to the left. In the backfield, Scoot Simmons with Caleb York. York back to pass, throws over the middle, has a man caught. Quan Caldwell at the 25. Con Caldwell up to about the 28-yard line.
And I can tell you right now, Petaway is going to have to. This is his 5th punt of the afternoon.
Good snap. Petaway gets off a beautiful punt. My goodness, is that thing sailing. Back to the 30-yard line, and that is where Shields will call a fair catch, and that's where the Chanticleers will put it in play. Two receivers to his right, one to the left. Bulldogs showing blitz. They run it inside. This is Abercrombie over the left side. Abercrombie at the 45, at the 40, at the 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Coastal Carolina. And that's the end of the first half. Coastal Carolina 32, South Carolina State nothing. We'll be back with more. The Palmetto Health Injury Report coming your way, and more South Carolina State football after this timeout.
It's different here. So different that it will change everything you expect from a hospital. Because here, the care you receive transcends even the beauty of your surroundings. And not only does it look different, it also sounds and tastes and feels like something you've never experienced before. Introducing Palmetto Health Baptist Park Ridge. Choose a physician by visiting us online or by calling 803-296-CARE. Since 2002, the lottery has helped award more than 1 million scholarships. So when you play, you're not just taking a chance. You're also giving one.
I was off my game. Every day, my hip got worse and worse.
The coach's arthritis progressed to the point where his joint was bone on bone. Between the pain and the loss of range of motion, he decided to have the hip replaced here at the Regional Medical Center.
I was walking the very next day. I was going so fast. They said, slow down, coach, slow down. It feels great to be coaching again.
The Regional Medical Center. We're changing how you think about health care.
Uh-oh, you stumble over a blade of grass. Come on.
Clothing for Coach Buddy Pough, provided by Bill Owens Custom Clothing. Bill Owens Custom Clothing is a proud sponsor of the Buddy Pough Show.
Welcome back to the Buddy Pough Show, talking with South Carolina State head football coach Buddy Pough. Coach, after an encouraging start to the football game on defense, you get the football back. Jalen Simmons looks like he's got a good run, and you're off to a good tone. Just doesn't hold on to the football, and that turned out to be a deciding factor in the ball game.
You know, that's kind of unusual for Scoot, too, because he generally holds the ball pretty good and protects the ball in a way that we don't have those kind of things. But at the same time, that was as big a play as we had at the beginning of this game.
When you look at that, Coach, and the way the defense played, it was a situation where we could have been behind by even more, but the defense was able to come up with some big stops despite the score.
You're right. We got, I guess, 3 or 4 good stops in the first half. And, you know, we had an interception down there close. There were opportunities for us to be down a lot more. So I guess we were fortunate, although, you know, it was a tough fortune.
You talk about trying to find out where you are with a really good football team. Coastal Carolina is as good as advertised.
Well, you know, I got to go on and say that is the case. But, you know, we didn't help ourselves much. And at the same time, you know, we got to play better.
All right, the Palmetto Health Injury Report, Coach, this was kind of painful as well. We had some guys go down with some nagging injuries. Talk about that as we get ready for a quick turnaround.
Well, the big one is Chris Paulding. He kind of runs our secondary back there. He's got a high ankle sprain. You know how long it takes those things to heal. We had a couple other guys, Antonio Hamilton and Dondre Lewis Freeman, that had some kind of ankle-ish kind of things too. Hopefully both those guys will be back for our game next Thursday night.
There, your Palmetto Health Injury Report. We'll have more on this edition of the Buddy Pough Show right after this timeout.
SC State University is where you will find unlimited possibilities. With more than 70 standout degree programs, students get the kind of education that helps shape them into tomorrow's leaders. Our student life is vibrant, with many exciting opportunities, and our athletic teams have hearts of champions. SC State University is open for success. Visit us today at scsu.edu.
It's different here. So different that it will change everything you expect from a hospital. Because here, the care you receive transcends even the beauty of your surroundings. And not only does it look different, it also sounds and tastes and feels like something you've never experienced before. Introducing Palmetto Health Baptist Park Ridge. Choose a physician by visiting us online or by calling 803-296-CARE.
Our all-heart player this week, Coach, starts at quarterback. This was a guy who had some moments in this football game, kept it together even though you were taking on water on the ship, and he played well in the second half.
You're talking about a guy that we had planned on playing some, not quite this much this early, but I thought he played rather well at times. And, you know, he's trying to do too much at times, but that's kind of what happens when you got a young man who's trying to prove himself and do all the kinds of things that he's trying to do for the first time. But I think he's really got a chance to be a good player for us.
I'm talking about Caleb York, a freshman out of Charlotte, North Carolina, who got a lot of different looks tonight from Coastal Carolina.
He did, and anytime you got a freshman guy like that, they give you some different looks. They blitz more than I've seen them blitz in a long time, and you know, generally they've been kind of vanilla that way because they like sitting back in their umbrella front. But at the same time, he was able to make some plays, and you know, anytime you make plays at that stage of the game, you think you're ahead of the ball game.
All right, our hard player this week, Caleb York of Charlotte, North Carolina. We'll be back with Saturday's second half highlights right after these messages.
My first thought was, what is going to happen to me? Am I going to live? My second thought was, I needed to live because I thought about my children.
Betty's mammogram showed a lump in her breast. We surgically removed the cancer.
And Betty was referred to Mabry Cancer Center, where she received chemotherapy and radiation therapy.
It was the opportunity to live again.
The Regional Medical Center. We're changing how you think about health care.
Today, I'm cancer-free.
Since 2002, the lottery has helped award more than 1 million scholarships. So when you play, you're not just taking a chance. You're also giving one.
SC State University is where you will find unlimited possibilities. With more than 70 standout degree programs, students get the kind of education that helps shape them into tomorrow's leaders. Our student life is vibrant with many exciting opportunities, and our athletic teams have hearts of champions. SC State University is open for success. Visit us today at scsu.edu.
Coastal, the home white uniforms. Ishibashi approaches. It's a high end over end kick. Jamison is going to let it bounce around and takes it out of the end zone at the goal line. At the 5, this is Jamison at the 10. Jamison drilled down at the 12-yard line. Caleb York, the quarterback. Shotgun snap, give inside Scoot Simmons across the 15 at the 20. Scoot runs over a man at the 25, up to the 29-yard line. Scoot Simmons starting the second half like he started the game with a 14-yard run, but this time he held on to the football.
He had a 54-yard punt in the first half.
Oh, it's over his head. Pettaway, the snap went well over his head. Pettaway going to have to fall on it in the end zone, and that is going to be a 2-point play for Coastal Carolina. Long snap count. Ross back to play. Throws it out in the flat. Has a man out there in the open space. That is Henderson. Henderson making 2 miss. Gets up the field to the 22-yard line. Our score, Coastal Carolina 41. South Carolina State. Victor Ishmael to snap. Dondre Lewis-Freeman in the backfield. They snap it. Play action fake. Throws it over the middle. Has a man out there. Taquan at the 50. At the 45, 40, 35. Taquan West down to the 30-yard line. That was the play that was there in the first half. Taquan dropped a couple. That one he caught and got it up the field. Bobby Gibson, the longest play of the night for South Carolina. 2 receivers each way for the Bulldogs from the 30-yard line of Coastal Carolina. York back to pass. York looking it over. York going long. Got a man out there. Quan Caldwell can't pull it in.
This season.
Shotgun formation now. Cobb goes in motion in the H-back. Moody on the end around. They give it inside to Dondre Lewis-Freeman. Freeman breaks a tackle, gets inside the 30 down to about the 27-yard line. Shotgun formation. Play action fake. Throwing it down the field and overthrowing Taquan West. Crowd wanted a holding penalty, but they're not going to get it. Coastal showing blitz. Here they come. York flips it out to Freeman. Freeman picks up the first down at the 20, 15, 10, makes a move and stops and gets tackled at about the 9-yard line. So Dondre Lewis-Freeman picking up the first down. Caleb York flipping it out of the backfield. It'll be 1st and goal, South Carolina State. The football at the Chanticleer 9-yard line. West has got one-on-one coverage. Now he calls Caldwell over. So Caldwell was on the wrong side. Shotgun formation now. York back to pass. York flips it out. Got a man wide open. Touchdown to Mark Hemingway. Caleb York with the pass some 7 yards out. Caleb York, Bobby Gibbs, has been on target most of the time. Tyler Skandrick on for the point after. Gets his toe in it, and it is up, and it is good. We've got 3 quarters done, and we've got a lot of work to do. Coastal Carolina leading South Carolina State 41-7. Caleb York, the quarterback. Shotgun formation. In motion is Jamison. They pitch it to him. This is Moody. Moody trying to get outside. Stays on his feet at the 25. Breaks the tackle at 30. Spins at the 30. Gets up to the 35-yard line. And that's an 11-yard run for Mikael Moody and another Bulldog first down. Shotgun formation, York. York with the handoff. Inside with the run, Dondre Lewis-Freeman, his longest run of the night. That's an 8-yard pickup for Dondre Lewis-Freeman. 3rd down and 2, line of scrimmage to 43 of South Carolina State. York with the give. Dondre Lewis-Freeman picks up the first down, gets up to the 47-yard line. So a nice run. 3 yards on that pickup. In the shotgun is the quarterback, Caleb York. York fakes the handoff to Moody, throws it over the middle. Got to Mark Hemingway at the 35, at the 30, down to the 25-yard line of Coastal Carolina. So to Mark Hemingway, after the fake on the end around, hits Hemingway over the middle. Caleb York does, and that's a first down at the Chanticleer 25-yard line. And if you pistol formation, Caleb York. York, play action fake, hits Taquan West at the 5, West down to the 1-yard line. Caleb York, the little play fake, does such a good job, freezes the defense, and Taquan West gets it down to the 1-yard line. And 3 receivers are to the left. Football on the far side, we're moving left to right. York keeps it himself. York gets into the end zone. Caleb York his second touchdown of the season. Caleb York takes it in from 2 yards out. 41-13, Bulldogs point after touchdown coming, but York did a pretty good job, Bobby, engineering that drive.
No doubt about it. And we're talking about a 99-yard touchdown drive.
99.5. Snap's good. His toe is in it, and it is up, and it is good. So that is Gary Bradshaw. High kick, Scandrick. Bradshaw fields it at the 15, at the 20. Bradshaw breaks the tackle at the 20 and gets across the 30-yard line to about the 31. 2 receivers are to the right, 1 to the left. In the backfield for Coastal Carolina, Michael Church, the quarterback. Church with a give. This is Martin trying to get outside, stops, cuts back at the 45, and did well to get back to the line of scrimmage. Shotgun formation, football on the near side, 2nd and 10 from the 45-yard line. Bulldogs showing blitz. Church with the give to Martin. Martin inside, dances across the 40 to the 38-yard line. Martin, a pickup of 7 on the play. And the final score of the ball game, Coastal Carolina 41, South Carolina State 14. Coach, what do you take away from this game where you had some positive things in the second half and your defense finally got some help?
Well, we continue to get some stops on defense, and our offense got a drive or two going. I think we had 2 long drives that gave you a sign of actually being able to compete against these kinds of teams. We threw the ball, we mixed it up, we got some runs, made some plays there. So you get the feel that given a little more time, we might still get this team going pretty good.
Now, time is not on your side, as this week you play Florida A&M on Thursday night. Talk about that quick turnaround with the young football team.
Well, that's a hard turnaround, exactly, after one of these kinds of games. So we got to put this behind us. You can't just let that thing, kind of mezzanate there. You got to go ahead and move to the Sunday practice, Monday practice. When we get to Wednesday, it'll be Friday. So we got to go real fast and get ready for these Rattlers this coming Thursday night.
It's a quick turnaround for South Carolina State as the Bulldogs take on the Rattlers of Florida A&M Thursday night here at the Oliver C. Dawson Bulldog Stadium. We need to see you Thursday night at Bulldog Stadium when the Bulldogs take on the Rattlers. And, of course, we hope to see you next week right here on The Buddy Pough Show.
Thank you for watching The Buddy Pough Show, featuring highlights of SC State University Bulldog football. Our sponsors are the County of Orangeburg, Palmetto Health, the South Carolina Education Lottery, State Farm Insurance, the Regional Medical Center, the City of Orangeburg, the South Carolina Department of Agriculture, Vital Care, and Bill Owens Custom Clothing. Join us again next week for exciting highlights of SC State University Bulldog football.